looking over to our Sounders here, they had an interesting week. You could look at these two results that they had as not positive, potentially. But one of the maybe few positives for the Sounders over these past two matches was Paul Rothrock. So we move on here to the first of the two, May 10th at the LA Galaxy for another round of the U.S. Open Cup. Seattle would lose this one 1-3. An early goal got things started for the Galaxy, and then it was just kind of all Galaxy from that point in time, unfortunately. Rothrock would get a goal here, but the Galaxy just kind of ramped on, and they would move on, and that would end Seattle's participation in the tournament. Rothrock was our player of the match, a 7.5 match rating, 1 goal on 2 shots, and an 83% passing percentage. That's tough. The U.S. Open Cup hasn't been a big deal since Smetcher's been here. I don't necessarily blame him. It's nice to win trophies, but this one I'm not too concerned about necessarily. I still do like winning, but I don't think it's the end of the world here. We move over here to May 13th with MLS regular season play at the Houston Dynamo. Before this, no team had scored on the Dynamo in Houston. It took a while, especially considering the fact that in the 9th minute of the match, the contest had to be set into a weather delay because of lightning for an hour. And this goal didn't come until late in the match, and Houston actually had a few red cards happen. But Seattle would win this one on the road to pick up the points, thanks to another good performance by Paul Rothrock. 1 goal, which was the game winner on 1 shot, and once again, 83% passing. So, a bit of an odd week, as I said, but nice to get the points down there in Houston again, to be the only team that has scored on the Dynamo in their building this year. It didn't come until the 83rd minute. Rothrock had become a substitute. He's on a short-term agreement for that game. And he's scored in all 3 of the contests that he's been in with Seattle this year. Brian Schmetzer talked about it in the post-game press conference. He's fought for the ability for a first-team contract, and maybe he'll get it. He's played well. Excuse me. Sorry, folks. Again, I am battling whatever that is. He scored in all 3 of his first-team appearances, which is, again, incredible. Let's try to see if they have a number on the red cards. Stephen Fry now leads the MLS in shutouts this year, which is nice to see. Okay, here we go. Houston forward Amine Bassi was issued a red card in the 21st minute, forcing the home side to play with 10. Hector Herrera was then issued a second yellow card in the 78th minute. So, Houston was down to 9 men. And it took until the 83rd minute for the Sounders to score there. So unfortunate, but just glad to get the points. An ugly win for sure, but glad to get the points. We'll look at injury notes for these 2 matches. In this match against LA, Christian Roldan was out with concussion protocol. Kellen Rowe and Raul Ruidiaz continue to be out with their respective injuries, Rowe being a left knee sprain and Ruidiaz being out with a hamstring strain. Both of those guys obviously out for weeks. And Nuhu was questionable with an illness but did not play. And then the injury report at Houston, 6 different players on the injury report, all of them out. Leo True is out with a left mid-foot sprain. Nuhu continues to be out with that illness. He's still battling with malaria, and he has been said that he's fine. But still working with that. Christian Roldan continues to be taken slow as he recovers from the concussion protocols, and they want to make sure that that's completely gone before he gets back to play. Kellen Rowe continues to be out, same with Ruidiaz. And then Obed Vargas is out with international duty, and we'll get to that next. So on the 10th, Obed Vargas was named to the U.S. Youth National Team roster for the U20 FIFA World Cup. He is the youngest player on the team's roster. He was named to that final roster, which will take place in the U20 World Cup in Argentina. Head coach Mikey Varas named 21 players to his final roster for the upcoming tournament, lasting from May 20th to June 11th. They kick off Group B play on Saturday the 20th against Ecuador before facing Fiji on Tuesday, May 23rd, and Slovakia on Friday, May 26th. All three of the matches kick off at 11 a.m. and being broadcast on Fox Sports and Telemundo platforms. I might watch some of those then. The U20s are set to trade in Buenos Aires before traveling on Monday the 15th to San Juan, that's today, which is hosting all three of the group stage matches. So Seattle sits at a 7-win, 3-loss, 2-draw record. They are third in all of MLS and first still in the Western Conference, which is incredible to believe after the last few performances that they've had, including the Sporting Kansas City loss. Looking ahead, their next contest is May 17th versus Austin FC. They will play former Sounder Will Bruin, who actually was leading MLS in passing percentage, which was kind of funny. Excuse me. Back at home on Wednesday the 17th with a kickoff time of 7:30 p.m. Pacific time.